Israel, it's your brother Kjudah, giving all praise to the Most High Yah, and faith in Yahshua HaMashiach. To my Israelite family worldwide, I say peace and blessings. Big salute to my CUC family. Big salute to my FOPE family. And big salute to my brothers and sisters in the chat. Let me say this. The lesson I'm going to touch on today, I'm not trying to convince anyone. If you believe the woman at the well was an Israelite, that's fine. But I like to go a little deeper. If you understand what happened in 2 Kings chapter 17, then you will understand why did Christ say, go not into the way of the Samaritans. We understand that Samaria was the land in which the northern kingdom dwell, right? That is Samaritans, according to 2 Kings 17. So if we know that the Samaria or Samaritans was our people, why did Christ say go not into the way of the Samaritans? That always puzzled me. Why did you say if those are Israelites, would you not say go into the way of the Samaritans and teach them? But you didn't say that. You said go not into the way of the Gentiles and into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep. Hold up, I thought the woman at the well was a lost sheep. But Kjudah, he was conversing with the woman. Okay. Christ talked to a lot of people that was non-Israelites. Even healed their children who was non-Israelite. Even said that a centurion who was not an Israelite, he ain't never seen fate like he had in all of Israel. Christ dealt with other people. But what the Bible say? To the Jew first, then to the rest of the people. He said, I come not but for the lost sheep. Does that mean nobody else can't believe? Nope. That does not mean that. It means let my people eat first, then I'm going to come to you. Or in the midst of my people eating, what that woman say, them crumbs fell off the table. She said, hey, I'll just take the crumbs. Even the dog eat from the crumbs from the master's table. Christ say, man, your fate have made your daughter whole, and she was not an Israelite. So family, I just want you to look at what's about to be presented and write down these scriptures and use this information to continue to seek and study. Because I was on this all day, because I almost woefully misinformed myself. I had to go back over it again before I went live to get the right understanding. And Most High showed me something in 2 Kings, and a light bulb went off. I said, I got it. I got it now. So get your Bible. Get you a pen and some paper. Write this down, Israel, and study. Study to show yourself approved. Let's get it. Now, your brother Kjudah gonna go back. I don't want to start with the New Testament. Let me go back first, and I'm gonna work my way up to the New Testament. I'm gonna be going back and forth, back and forth. I want you to see what the Lord allowed me to see. I'm not trying to convince nobody. I'm just gonna lay it out there and let the chips fall where they may. So I'm gonna go to 2 Kings, right? Chapter 17. I'm going to 2 Kings 17. And let's see what happened to the northern kingdom. To understand what happened with the woman at the well, you have to go back to 2 Kings. It's going to let you know something that happened to the northern kingdom. Big salute to all my brothers and sisters coming into the chat. Big salute to the nation of Israel worldwide. And many blessings to the whole nation. 2 Kings chapter 17. And your brother Kjudah gonna pick it up at verse 1 through 11. Then I'm gonna tell you when I'm gonna skip down. 2 Kings 17, 1 through 11. And y'all brother gonna tell y'all when he gonna skip down. And it reads, in the 12th year of Ahaz, king of Judah, began Hoshea the son of Eli to reign in Samaria over Israel 9 years. And he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord, but not as the kings of Israel that were before him. Against him came up Shalmaneser, king of Assyria, and Hoshea became his servant and gave him presents. And the king of Assyria found conspiracy in Hoshea, for he hath sent messengers so to the king of Egypt, and brought no present to the king of Assyria, as he had done year by year. Therefore the king of Assyria shut him up and bound him in prison. Then the king of Assyria came up throughout all the land and went up to Samaria and besieged it 3 years. In the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away into Assyria and placed them in Hola and in Harbor by the river of Gozan in the city of the Medes. For so it was that the children of Israel have sinned against the Lord their God, which have brought them up out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and have feared of the gods, and walked in the statutes of the heathen, whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made. And the children of Israel did secretly those things which was not right against the Lord their God, and they built them high places in all their cities, from the tower of the watchman to the fenced city. And they set them up images and groves in every high hill and under every green tree. And there they burnt incense in all the high places, as did the heathen whom the Lord carried away before them, and what wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. Now jump down, watch this. Jump down to verse 18 to 26. 18 to 26, and listen closely, family. Verse 18, therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel and removed them out of his sight, and removed them out of his sight, and removed them out of his sight. There was none left but the tribe of Judah only. Now, who consists of Judah at the time after the split? Benjamin was with Judah. Benjamin stayed with Judah. Let me keep going. Verse 19. Also Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord their God, but walked in the statute of Israel, which they made. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel, and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of spoilers, until ye have cast them out of his sight. Hold up, what about Judah though? Judah didn't do right. Judah was also wicked. So why did you leave Judah in the land but cast the seed of Israel away? Oh, Christ come through Judah. So he couldn't cast Judah away because prophecy through the Messiah had to be fulfilled because he come through Judah. That's why when you read the book of Hosea, he said, I'm not going to save Judah by bow. I'm going to save them by the Lord. How did he save them? By Yahshua shedding blood for the remission of sin. But Israel, he said, I'm going to cast you out of my sight. I'm going to give you a bill of divorcement. Verse 19 again. Also Judah kept not the commandments of the Lord their God, but walked in the statute of Israel, which they made. And the Lord rejected all the seed of Israel, and afflicted them, and delivered them into the hand of spoilers, until he have cast them out of his sight. For he rent Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king. And Jeroboam drave Israel from following the Lord, and made them sin a great sin. Here you go, family. Listen. Verse 22. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did. They departed not from them, until the Lord removed Israel out of his sight, as he said by all his servants the prophets. So was Israel carried away out of their own land to Assyria until this day. So hold up. It's starting to become clearer to me. If Israel was moved out of their land, who was that woman dwelling in Samaria? Kjudah, make it make sense. Let's go to verse 24 and make it make sense then. So if the Lord rejected Israel and moved them out of their land, what did the king of Assyria do? Let's see. Verse 24. And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon and from Kjudah and from Ava and from Hamath and from Sahavian and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof. Oh, I get it. You kick Israel out the land. The king of Assyria brought other people to dwell in the land of Samaria. And they dwelt in this land all the way into the time of the Messiah. So if you having children, they gonna believe this land belong to them, because mama and daddy gonna tell them this our land. No different than the people that's in our land claiming to be us. What they telling their children? This your land. Who gave it to you? The Lord. Is it the children's fault that at the age of 5, 6, 7, 8, that their people are lying to them, telling them that this their land? No, they gonna grow up believing this they land. But it's a lie. It's not your land. But you believe it's your land because it's been passed down to you from generation to generation, telling you this your land. So they place other people in Samaria instead of the children of Israel. Okay, Judah, can you find the word Samaritan in the Old Testament, which apply to the real Samaritans at this time, which was the children of Israel? What did the Lord say about them? Jump down, family, to verse. No, let me keep reading. Hold up, let me keep reading. Let me keep going. Verse 25. And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them, which slew some of them. Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed, meaning Israel, and placed them in the cities of Samaria. See, they removed Israel, and then he brought other people to dwell in Samaria. What they did not know, Judah, and placed them in the cities of Samaria. They know not the manner of the God of the land. Why they didn't know the manner of the God of the land? Because he didn't give them the law, statutes, and commandments. They didn't know how to serve the Lord. They did not know what was required of them. So he sent lions among them that killed some of these people, because these are not the people of the land. Now the Bible just say they knew not the manner of God. Why, Judah? Let's go to Psalms 147. Psalms 147. And I'm coming right back. Psalms 147. And I'm coming right back. This is Psalms 147, verse 19 and 20. Psalms 147, verse 19 and 20. And it reads, he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgment, they have not known them. This why they didn't know the manner of the God of the land. He didn't give his statutes and his commandments to them. So these are people that came from different parts of that nation. And the king of Assyria placed them in the land of Samaria instead of the real children of Israel. Knowledge. Verse 20, he have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgment, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So this is why he was killing some of them. They just went in that land thinking they can do what they want to do. And they learned real quick. No, partner, you can't do what you want to do in my land. So what they had to do, Judah? Let's go back to 2 Kings, chapter 17, and this time, verse 26 through 29. 26 through 29. 2 Kings, chapter 17. And this time, verse 26 to 29. And it reads, wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed, and placed them in the cities of Samaria, know not the manner of the God of the land. Therefore he hath sent lions among them, and behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the God of the land. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests, whom ye have brought from thence, and let them go and dwell there, and let him teach them the manner of the God of the land. Then one of the priests, whom they have carried away from Samaria, came and dwelt in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Lord. Howbeit every nation made gods of their own, and put them in the houses of the high places, which the Samaritans, hold up, which the Samaritans. So all these people came from their nation, and they already had their pagan deities. Who set up the high places for them to just inhabit? The Samaritans, which was who? The children of Israel. Let me read that again. Verse 29. Listen closely. Howbeit every nation made gods of their own, and put them in the houses of the high places, which the Samaritans had made. Before these people came into the land, the northern kingdom already had houses for idols. So all these people did is come in here and inhabit the cities. And the houses was already built for idol worship. Who did God call these people? Samaritans. These are the original Samaritans. So who was that woman at the well? Let me say that again. These are the original Samaritans. These are the ones he kicked out the land. If they placed other people in the land, who was that woman at the well? Food for thought, family. Let's go to John chapter 4, to the woman at the well. John chapter 4. Because now we didn't prove that Israel was kicked out their land. We proved that according to scriptures, the king of Assyria placed other people in the land of Samaria, and they dwelt in the land. Then he said that Israel was taken to Assyria until this day. Don't you know the northern kingdom was never granted to go back home to rebuild their land? Let me prove it. Let me prove it with documented history. Y'all see this? This is the Assyrian captivity. I want you to listen to this. It say the Assyrian captivity or Assyrian exile in the period in, I don't like saying Jewish, the Israelite history, during which a number of Israelites of the northern kingdom of Israel was captives in Assyria. The northern kingdom of Israel was the first of the two kingdoms, Israel and Judah, to fall when it was conquered by the Assyrian monarchs, Tiglath-Pileser III and Shalmaneser. The captivities began in approximately 734 to 732 BC. The later Assyrian king Sargon II and his son and successor, Sennacherib, finished the demise of Israel, northern 10-tribe kingdom, in 724 BC, nearly 10 years after the initial deportation. The capital city of the northern kingdom of Israel, Samaria, was finally taken by Sargon II. The tribes exiled by Assyria later became known as the 10 lost tribes of Israel, as unlike the kingdom of Judah, which was able to return from its Babylonian captivity. The 10 tribes of the northern kingdom never had a foreign edict granted permission to return to Israel and rebuild their homeland. The Assyrians brought Gentiles to live in the land of Israel and fill it. The king of Assyria brought Gentiles to live in the land of Israel and fill it. This is documented history. The northern kingdom was never granted to go back home. The northern kingdom was never granted to go back to their land. Only Judah, the southern kingdom, was granted to go back and rebuild what? The temple, the walls, because they had to be built before Christ came on the scene. This is documented. So I just wanted to prove that. So I'm still trying to understand who are these Samaritans in Christ's time? Who was these Samaritans in Christ's time? Let's go to John chapter 4 and the woman at the well. John chapter 4. And your brother Kjudah gonna read 1 through 9. This woman said some very interesting things that puzzled me. So I had to go back to the history. I had to go back to the Old Testament. If you kick the seed of Israel out of their land, why was this woman calling herself a Samaritan? A Samaritan represents those who dwell in Samaria. Oh, she come from the stock of the people that was brought to that land. She was not original. Why you say that, Kjudah? Let's see. John chapter 4. And your brother Kjudah gonna read 1 through 9. John chapter 4. And your brother Kjudah gonna read 1 through 9. And it reads, when therefore the Lord knew how the Pharisees had heard that Yahshua made a baptism more disciples than John, though Yahshua himself baptized not, but his disciples, he left Judea and departed again into Galilee. And he must needs go through Samaria. Then coming he to a city of Samaria, which is called Sychar, near to a parcel of ground that Jacob gave to his son Joseph. Now Jacob's well was there. Yahshua, therefore, being weary with his journey, sat thus on the well. And it was about the 6th hour. There coming a woman of Samaria. Listen, family, there come a woman of Samaria. This no different than Ruth saying, this no different than the Bible saying, Ruth, a woman of Moab. Not a Moabitess. Not a Moabitess. A woman of Moab. Same thing with this woman. A woman of Samaria. Ruth, a woman of Moab. Not by blood, but in the land in which she dwelled. Ruth was indeed an Israelite, but what did the Bible call her? A woman of Moab, because she dwelled in the country of Moab. Knowledge. Where is woman dwelling at? Samaria. How she get there? The people that was placed in the land. This can't be the northern kingdom. They in Assyria until this day. Who is this woman? Let's see. Verse 7. There cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yahshua said unto her, give me drink. For his disciple was gone away unto the city to buy meat. Then said the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. I wonder why. What you mean you have no dealings with the Samaritans? I wonder why. So stop right here. Precept must be upon precept. Why the Jews didn't have no dealings with the Samaritans? Christ said something very important. Why the Jews did not have no dealings with the Samaritans? These are the people that was placed in the land. So she told Christ, how you being a Jew asked me to give you something to drink? Man, the Jews don't deal with us. Why, Kjudah? Let's go to Matthew chapter 10. And Christ says something very important. And this will puzzle me. If these are Israelites indeed, Christ would have never made this statement right here. Let me say it one more time. If these were Israelites indeed, he would have never made this statement right here. What statement did he make? Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6. Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6. And it reads, these 12 Yahshua sent for, commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans. Read that again. And into any cities of the Samaritans. One more time. And into any cities of the Samaritans. Enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. I thought she was an Israelite. This is a woman of Samaria. Why you just said don't go to the cities of Samaritans, but the woman at the well was an Israelite, but you gonna tell me I can't go talk to her? But we see you talking to her, Lord. So why you told your disciples don't go into the way of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep? I thought she was a lost sheep. Oh, now I understand why she said, why are you talking to me? Asking me to give you something to drink. The Jews don't got no dealings with the Samaritans. What did the Jews know? They knew this is not the right people of the land, family. These are the people that was placed in the land in 2 Kings 17. But Kjudah, this woman said that her father Jacob gave them the well. It's no different than the Jewish people saying their father gave them the land. It's no different than a Gentile being born in America talking about this our land. But his forefathers and them come from Europe. But they was born in this land, and the mama and daddy lied to them, told them this our land. So now they believe this they land. This not they land. But being born into this land, the history being passed down to you, which is a bunch of lies, you gonna believe this your land. No different than this woman believed Jacob was her father. But if she was a true Israelite, would not Christ say, go into the cities of the Samaritans and teach them? But he didn't say that. He say, go not to the Gentiles or into any cities of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep. I thought she was a lost sheep. Food for thought, y'all. I'm just trying to get y'all to see that many things we have been taught, you got to go a little deeper. Because when I read this, hold up, Christ. If this woman is dwelling in Samaria, she say she's a Samaritan. You say you came for the lost sheep. The Samaritans are the northern kingdom who dwell in Samaria. Why would you tell me not to go into the world of Samaritan? Oh, I had to go back to 2 Kings. I had to go back to 2 Kings. They placed other people in the land instead of the children of Israel. And them people dwelt in Samaria all the way into the time of Christ. Don't you know how many generations and children was born? Believing this their land, believing Jacob their father. You remember they was taught the manner of the land. They taught them the manner of the land, even though these people still worship their pagan deities. They respected Yah in that land because they was taught how to respect Yah in that land. Let's go, family. Watch this. Let's go back to John chapter 4. At this time, verse 9 to 22. John chapter 4 and verse 9 to 22. John chapter 4, family, and verse 9 to 22. Now, listen closely to what the woman about to say. She going to say Jacob her father. She going to say, but watch what Christ say to her. Pay attention to the nuggets that the Lord be dropping, family. John chapter 4. And this time, verse 9 to 22. And see, I'm not cherry picking. I'm reading the whole chapter. I'm going all the way down. We ain't doing no cherry picking. We reading everything. I'm talking everything. John chapter 4, and this time, verse 9 to 22. And it reads, then said the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealing with the Samaritans. Yahshua answered and said unto her, if thou knewest the gift of God. If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that say to thee, give me drink, thou would have asked of him, and he would have given thee living waters. The woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou this living water? Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle? Yahshua answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. Y'all heard this woman say that she come from Jacob's stock. Can't be. It can't be. Why, Kjudah? Because God gave Israel a bill of divorce. He never granted them to return to their land. So how is Jacob her father? Unless she was lied to. Absolutely. She was told that this land belonged to them. Because you got to ask yourself, if this woman was of the stock of Jacob, why Christ just said in Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6, go not into the cities of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep. Would this not make this woman a lost sheep? It would make her a lost sheep, right? But he say don't go into their cities. Something not right. The Bible don't contradict itself. You just got to paint the picture. This woman is not an Israelite, y'all. Jacob is not her father. She just told Christ, y'all don't got no dealings with us. The Jews don't deal with us. Why the Jews don't deal with you, ma'am? Because your people, which is called Samaritans, according to the land, you calling yourself after the land, Samaria, Samaritan. You are not the original people of that land. You was placed in that land, and you was in that land all the way into the time of Christ. So you think Jacob your father. But Christ about to say something to you that if Jacob was your father, you supposed to know this already. Because Israel is a people that should show forth this praise. So how you didn't know this? Watch this. Now it's about to get very, very interesting. So let me keep going. Verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of this water but whosoever drinketh of the water that I should give him shall never thirst. But the water that I should give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water. I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. Yahshua said unto her, Go, call thy husband, and come hither. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. Yahshua said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. For thou hast 5 husbands, and he whom thou now hast is not thy husband. In that sayest thou truly. The woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Our fathers worship in this mountain, and ye say that Jerusalem is the place where men ought to worship. Watch what Christ tell his woman. Yahshua said unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh, when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Now, if you do a little history search, the people that was placed in the land, if you do a little history search, they said that Mount Gerizim is the mountain where people are to worship. So that's why she's saying our Father worship in this mountain. But you saying, Christ, that Jerusalem is the place. But watch what Christ tell his woman. Verse 22. You worship ye know not what. Nuh-uh. Something not right, man. This woman is an Israelite. How you don't know what you worship? Something not right, y'all. First you told us don't go into the way of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep. But you talking to this woman at the well. She supposed to be a lost sheep. Then you tell this woman you don't know what you worship. But I thought she was an Israelite. How we don't know what we worship? It don't matter how far we didn't fail. We all know we worship God. We all know we worship the Father. Even when our nationality was not presented to us, we still knew we worship the Father. We still had faith in Yahshua, even in Christianity. We have always been a people that worship. How this woman don't know what she worship? Why did Christ tell this so-called Israelite woman, you don't know what you worship, but he didn't tell Peter and them that. He didn't tell Mary that. He didn't tell Martha and them that. But he told this woman of Samaria that. You don't know what you worship, woman. Hold up, Christ. What else you told this woman? Verse 22. Ye worship ye know not what. You worship ye know not what. We know what we worship. Hold up. This is what you mean we know what we worship. How she don't know what she worship? Because she not an Israelite, y'all. You got to go back to 2 Kings 17. These are people that was placed in the land instead of the children of Israel. He gave Israel a bill of divorcement. Go read the book of Hosea. A matter of fact, this not even much a part of the lesson. I'm going to go read it for y'all. Check this out. I'm going to Hosea. Y'all can just put this as a side note. Let's go to Hosea. The Spirit just told, let's go to Hosea. We're going to further prove what 2 Kings just said about how he sent them to Assyria until this day. He never granted the northern kingdom to return. The only one who was allowed to return back to their land was the southern kingdom. The southern kingdom was the only one allowed to return. So when this woman told Christ, how you being a Jew, ask drink of me, which is a woman of Samaria. The Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. I wonder why. Because those was not the original stock. These was people placed in the land, and they was in that land all the way into the time of Christ. So he told that woman, you don't know what you worship. We know what we worship. For salvation is of the Jews. But I thought she was an Israelite. I thought she was an Israelite. If salvation is of the Jews, why he didn't include her? Why he told her, you don't know what you worship? Let's go to Hosea. Check this out. Hosea chapter 1. And let's see what the Lord did to the northern kingdom. This is Hosea chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 1. And I'm going to read down. Because we ain't going to do no cherry picking. We're going to read all of it to get the better understanding. Hosea chapter 1, verse 1. The word of the Lord that came unto Hosea, the son of Berah, in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, the son of Joash, king of Israel. Began the word of the Lord by Hosea. And the Lord said unto Hosea, go, take unto thee a wife of Hodoms, and the children of Hodoms, for the land have committed great Hodoms, departing from the Lord. So he went and took Gomer, the daughter of Dibilim, which conceived and bare him a son. And the Lord said unto him, call his name Jezreel, for yet a little while, and I will avenge the blood of Jezreel upon the house of Jehu, and will cause to seize the kingdom of the house of Israel. Not the southern kingdom, but the house of Israel. Verse 5. And it shall come to pass at that day that I will break the bow of Israel in the valley of Jezreel. And she conceived again and bare a daughter. And God said unto him, call her name Lo-Ruhumah, for I will no more have mercy upon the house of Israel, but I will utterly take them away. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and will save them by the Lord their God, and would not save them by bow, not by sword, nor by battle. What do the Lord mean by this statement? How did he save the southern kingdom? By the blood of Yahshua HaMashiach. So he didn't save them by bow. He didn't save them by war. He left the southern kingdom in the land because the Bible tells us in Hebrews chapter 7, verse 14, our Lord sprang out of Judah. So Judah had to be in the land for prophecy to be fulfilled because Yahshua come through Judah. So by coming through Judah, you can't take Judah out the land. Who gonna be in the land for prophecy to be fulfilled? The southern kingdom. So you remove the northern kingdom out of your sight. What did you give them, Lord? Let's see. Verse 7. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and will save them by the Lord their God, and will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen. Now when she had weaned Lo-Ruhamah, she conceived and bare a son. Then said God, call his name Lo-Amah, for ye are not my people, and I would not be your God. Who he talking to? The northern kingdom. The northern kingdom, family. So who was that woman? Who was that woman at the well? If he removed the northern kingdom out of his sight, if he gave them a bill of divorcement, if he sent them to Assyria unto this day, who is this woman, y'all? She was placed in the land, and her people was placed in the land. 2 Kings chapter 17 told you that the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon, from Kjudah, from Ava, from Hamat, from Sahavian, and placed them in the land of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. If anybody can show your brother a scripture where they was granted to go back home, I stand correct. But there's no scripture in the Bible, no documented history, where the Lord permitted the northern kingdom to go back and rebuild. So if he did not permit them to go home, who were these Samaritans calling themselves after the land, no different than Ruth, no different than Simon the Canaanite, who was one of Christ's disciples? Why did Christ call him a Canaanite? In the land in which he dwelt, family. We was called after the land in which we dwelt. Just like no different than when it say Judah, the Bethlehemite of Judah. That's the land in which he dwelt. Ruth, the Moabite. That's the country of Moab in which she dwelt. This woman, Samaritan, that's the land in which she dwelt. So it always puzzled me why Christ said, go not into any city of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So why would you make a statement like that? I thought this woman was an Israelite. So why we can't go into their cities? They dwelling in Samaria. Is this not the northern kingdom? So why I can't go into their cities? Because Christ knew something. This is not the lost sheep. Her stock was not the lost sheep. I'm not saying they couldn't hear the truth. I'm not saying they couldn't have faith. I'm not saying they could not believe. What I'm telling you is that the northern kingdom was gone, family. This is not the northern kingdom he talking to. This was a woman of a different stock. That's just book. Now let's go, family. Because he told her, you don't know what you worship. We know what we worship. But how you don't know what you worship, man? Because the Bible said this in Isaiah 43. Let's go to Isaiah 43. And I got 4 more scriptures after this. Isaiah 43. It's just certain things I read, it puzzle me. If you're an Israelite, you're supposed to know what you worship, man. Why Christ had to tell you, man, you don't know what you worship? Because they were worshiping pagan deities when they placed them people in the land of Samaria. I mean, everybody from that nation had a god. And Israel already had the houses built for them to just move on in and worship pagan deities. Isaiah 43 and verse 10. And it reads, ye are my witnesses, said the Lord, and my servants whom I have chosen, that you may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither should there be after me. Jump down to verse 21. Verse 21. And it reads, this people, this people have I formed for myself. They should show forth my praise. So if she an Israelite, she a part of our stock. We the people that supposed to show forth his praise. How she didn't know what she worshiped. Let me pause for a minute. How she didn't know what she worshiped, fam. Let's go back to John chapter 4 and read it again. John chapter 4. And your brother Kjudah is going to read 22 to 27 this time. John chapter 4, verse 22 to 27 this time. And it reads, ye worship ye know not what. Ye worship ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews, man. How she did not know what she worshiped. How? Verse 23. But the hour cometh and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. God is spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. The woman said unto him, I know that the Messiah cometh, which is called Christ. When he is come, he will teach us all things. Yahshua said unto her, I that speak unto thee am he. Now, watch this. Watch what Peter and them about to do. Now, remember, she said that the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans, right? Watch how the disciples about to marvel that he even talking to this woman. Now, if she was an Israelite, you're not going to marvel somebody talking to your own people, man. You ain't going to be all shocked. But they were shocked. Let's read it. Verse 27. And upon this came his disciples and marveled that he talked with the woman. Yet no man said, what seekest thou? Or why talkest thou with her? They like, man, hold up, man. Why Christ talking to this Samaritan woman? She ain't our people, man. They marveled at it. But you got to remember, the Messiah don't think like men think. The Messiah don't think like men think. He came for the lost sheep. But what did that woman say? Man, the dogs eat the crumbs from the master table. So a lot of other people did have faith. And their children was also healed. And they was not of the stock of the nation of Israel as a whole. And he still healed their children. He healed that Canaanite woman daughter. He healed that centurion man soldier. So don't think the Lord, yes, he said, I'm come for my people first. Then everybody else. To the Jew first, man, to the Israelite first. So let me go, jump down. Watch this now. Jump down to verse 39 and 41. 39 and 41. And watch this, y'all. Verse 39. And many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the sayings of the woman, which testified, he told me all that I ever did. So when the Samaritans would come unto him, they besought him that he would tarry with them and abide there 2 days. And many more believed because of his own word. But what did the Israelite believe because? The signs and the wonders. Y'all remember when the Bible say, if I send you to another people, Jeremiah, they would have repented already. But I send you to a stiff-necked and rebellious people. These people believe because of the word. Our people believe because of signs and wonders. Oh, man, he raised somebody from the dead. Oh, man, he turned water to wine. They believe because of the word. Now, he abode there 2 days. They didn't mention any healing in their land of Samaria. I'm going to ask again. He abode with them 2 days. He spoke the word. But where did he do his works at? Among his own people. Where did he always resort at? Where the Jews was. Why did Christ say go to the lost sheep? Who was the lost sheep? Peter and them wasn't lost, family. The Jews was not lost. You remember, they was the only one left in the land. They was the only one left in the land. They was not lost. Who was the lost sheep? The house of Israel, family. Peter and them was not called the house of Israel. They was called Jews or Judeans. The northern kingdom was called the house of Israel. They was the lost sheep. The Lord had to bring him back. That's why the Lord say, other sheep I have of this fold, I must bring them also. Other sheep I have of this fold, I must bring them also. Who was the other sheep? Our brothers of the house of Israel and our sisters and their children. Because remember, the Lord gave them a bill of divorce. He didn't give Judah that bill of divorce until after 70 AD. But the northern kingdom already received their bill of divorce, so they were gone, family. They was already in captivity. So you don't think the Lord had to go and bring them back? So who is this woman in Samaria? Who you think Paul went to? The Bible say Paul went to the Gentiles and kings and the house of Israel. Who is the house of Israel? The northern kingdom, family. So if they're already dwelling in the land, the northern kingdom, which is this Samaritan woman, if they're already in their land, why did he tell Peter and them to go to the lost sheep when the Samaritan was right here in close proximity? Come on, family. When you get a chance, go to 2 Kings chapter 17. Read the whole chapter. And then come back to the woman at the well and you tell me what you get from it. Because if the Lord didn't told us that the king of Assyria placed other people in this land instead of the original inhabitants, which was the children of Israel, and they dwelt in that land all the way into the time of the Messiah, this is not the original stock. This is not the original stock. Let's go again to Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6. Because they believed on the Lord, right? It say he dwelled with the Samaritans for 2 days. So Christ, you confusing me, big brother. If you dwelt with the Samaritans, you talked to this woman at the well. She asked you for that living water. And you still told your disciples this. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6. Because the Bible say line must be up on line, right? So let's let the line line up with the other line. Now he said that Samaritans believed the word that he spoke. So if they believe, Lord, why you did not send your disciples to them? But you told your disciples this. Matthew chapter 10, verse 5 and 6. And it reads, these 12 Yahshua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans, enter ye not. Something not right, man. Something not right, man. I'm confused, man. You confusing me, big brother. Okay, you dwelt with the Samaritans for 2 days. They believed the word. But you still told your disciples, go not into the way of the Gentiles, and enter ye not into any cities of the Samaritans. But according to a lot of people, the Samaritans was Israelites. So why I cannot go into their cities and teach my brothers and sisters? Why you told me don't go to their cities, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel? Oh, man, I get it. 2 Kings 17. 2 Kings 17 would let me know that they place other people in the land instead of the original inhabitants. So if they placed them in the land and you sent the northern kingdom into Assyria, this woman at that well come from that stock. And that's why you told her you don't know what you worship. We know what we worship. But if she was an Israelite, you would have never said she don't know what she worship. Because all our fathers has been passed down to us, we know what we worship. Whether in Christianity or not, we believe in God. We believe, maybe in ignorance. But a lot of Israelites, we didn't know our nationality at first, but we still know what we worship. That's why the Bible says we got a lot of zeal, but not according to knowledge. Oh, Israel got a lot of zeal. We got churches everywhere. We praise and we sing and we give them high praise and glory, but it's not in righteousness and truth. It's an emotional high. Singing and jumping up and down and foaming at the mouth and talking in tongues and all that other stuff we do in the church. A lot of zeal, not according to knowledge. Because after you do all that jumping, hooping, and hollering, I tell you, you can't eat pork. You tell me I can eat anything I want. I just need to pray over it. The Lord got a dietary law. After you done all that hooping and hollering, you in the Old Testament, Kjudah. Once Christ came, he done away with the law. But he just said he that worship the Father must do it in spirit and in truth. and the truth should set you free. So what is the truth? The word that I speak unto you, it is life and it is truth. That's what Christ said. He said, the word that I speak is spirit. The Father is spirit. So how you going to worship him? The spirit of your mind. You can't do it with your carnal mind. You must do it with your spiritual mind. The carnal mind is empty against God because they want to do what they want to do. But the spiritual mind going to do what God wants it to do in obedience and righteousness. Let's go to Matthew 24. Matthew 15 and verse 24. And I got one more scripture after this. This is just food for thought. You know, like I say, I'm not trying to change nobody's mind. I don't believe the woman at the well was an Israelite. I'm not saying she could not have faith. I'm not saying she could not receive of that living water. All I'm trying to say, it has always puzzled me when Christ said, go not into the way of the Samaritans. Because the word Samaritans, when you go to 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 29, it's going to tell you that the original Samaritans built up high places for all these nations to come and worship their pagan deities. The word Samaritan is only mentioned one time in the Old Testament, and it's 2 Kings chapter 17. And that word Samaritans represented the original Samaritans, which was the house of Israel. So how this woman calling herself a Samaritan if they was gone in captivity? Because she calling herself after the land, family. No different than Ruth. No different than Simon the Canaanite, who was a disciple of Yahshua, but he called him a Canaanite. Was he really a Canaanite? No. The land in which he dwelt, he called him after the land. He says Simon the Canaanite, Ruth the Moabite. Matthew 15, verse 24. Matthew 15, verse 24. And it reads, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Peter and them was not called the house of Israel. They was called a southern kingdom, or Judah, or Jews. The house of Israel is the northern kingdom. You remember, he gave them a bill of divorce. He sent them out of his sight. Judah was the only one left in the land with Benjamin, some of Levi. Not all of Levi, some of Levi. Because I don't want to say all of Levi went back to Judah, but the Bible said that Levi left houses, vineyards, and went back to Judah. That does not mean that all of Levi went back, but I'm just telling you what I can read. It say Levi went back to Judah because Jeroboam, the king Jeroboam, would not let them perform the office of the priesthood, so they went back to Judah. Does that mean every Levi? Probably not. Some probably stayed with the northern kingdom. But I'm just going on what I can read. Say Levi went back to Judah. So Christ said he came for the lost sheep. Let's go to Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37, because I want to show you this comparison with the Good Samaritan. Now, if this was an Israelite and this dude asked Christ, who is my neighbor? He wouldn't have never used this Samaritan as an example of, man, hey, your neighbor is those you help along the way. You see somebody starving, feed the man. Now, man, I just supposed to just feed black people. Look, man, I care about my people first. But if a Gentile man is hungry, the man want a hamburger and some fries and something to drink, man, I'm going to buy the man something to eat, man. I'm not evil. I'm not hateful. I'm not that foolish now. I don't wake up with hate in my heart. Oh, man, I ain't giving you nothing, Gentile, starve. No, man. My mom ain't raised me like that, family. I can't be cold-hearted like that now. Now, I get mad at the Gentile. They really make me mad. I ain't gonna lie. They make y'all brother mad the way they do our people, but I'm not evil to where I'm not gonna feed the man if he, because one time a Gentile knocked on my window. I was getting something to eat. And he was like, excuse me, sir, if you think it'd be okay if you can, give me something to eat. I said, yeah, just order what you want. The man pulled out the Bible and started talking scriptures with me. Straight up. And the man wasn't ignorant. He knew a little bit. He knew what he was talking about. Straight up. I'm not lying. The man knew what he was talking about a little bit. But I just say that to say, man, come on. Our neighbor is Israel, but watch what Christ about to say. Watch what Christ about to say about this Good Samaritan. Because sometimes, man, I have actually heard Israelites, when they see white people digging in a trash can and stuff, and to each his own, they be clapping. They be like, look at that Gentile digging in the trash can, man. I'm not evil like that. No. My mama ain't raised me like that, family. I can't be cold-hearted now. I can be angry, but I ain't finna be hateful now. I'm talking about like just straight hateful. No, I can't do that. Some Israelite might disagree. They might say, man, hey, I ain't feed no Gentile. Hey, that's you, brother. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not going to be like that, though. I'm not finna be evil like that. Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37, and this will be last. And let's see what Christ said about when this man say, who is my neighbor? Let's see what Christ said. He uses Samaritan as an example. If this was the house of Israel, you wouldn't have to use them as an example if this was the original stock. But they asked him there for a reason. And let's see what he said. Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37. And it reads, and behold, a certain lawyer stood up and tempted him, saying, Master, what shall I do to inherit eternal life? He said unto him, what is written in the law? How readest thou? And he answered and said, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy strength, and with all thy mind, and thy neighbor as thyself. And he said unto him, thou hast answered right. This do, and thou shalt live. But he, willing to justify himself, said unto Yahshua, and who is my neighbor? Now, why is he asking this? Why is he asking this, y'all? You know why? Because when you go to Leviticus chapter 19, what do it say? Love your neighbor as yourself, talking to the Israelites. Now, we know a neighbor is my fellow Israelite brother and sister. But if you got a Gentile living next door to you, you're going to be evil to the man. If the man battery died, you ain't going to get a man to jump. I'm just asking y'all. Gentiles asked me for a jump on the battery. I gave the man to jump. Now, do I trust them? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do I hang with them? Absolutely not. Do I befriend them? Absolutely not. I don't trust no Gentile. But that does not mean I can't separate my mind from not trusting them to feed them. Not trusting them to giving them a jump on the car. Not trusting them, then here you go, man. Get you something to eat. It's just all about righteousness, because if I'm representing Yah, I want to represent him right. And I want to be able to stand before him and he say, you taught the word right, but boy, you was hateful. You was hateful. So I don't want to, I don't want to be that person that I'm teaching right, but I'm hateful. Let me keep going. Verse 30. And Yahshua answered and said, a certain man went down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell among thieves, which stripped him of his raiment and wounded him and departed, leaving him half dead. And by chance, there came down a certain priest that way. And when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. Do you hear what this is saying? Christ said that a man was beat and robbed. His own brother saw him and kept on going. Who was his brother? This priest. What else he did, Christ? Verse 34. And went to him and bound. Okay, hold up. Verse 32. Verse 31. And by chance there came down a certain priest that way. And when he saw him, he passed on by the other side. And likewise a Levite, when he was at that place, came and looked on him and passed by on the other side. But a certain Samaritan. You don't use an example of a Samaritan if this is an Israelite. We already know we supposed to be kind one to another. You remember the 10 Commandments? It was nobody but Israelites at that mountain. So we already know why we supposed to treat one another. But why when that man say, who is my neighbor? Christ say 2 priests walked by their brother, didn't even help their brother, saw the man beat, saw the man wounded, didn't do nothing. But a certain Samaritan, do you hear this? But a Samaritan saw the man, and what did he do? Verse 34. Verse 33. But a certain Samaritan, as he journeyed, came where he was. And when he saw him, he had compassion on him and went to him and bound up his wounds, pouring in oil and wine, and set him on his own beast, and brought him to an inn, and took care of him. And on the morrow, when he departed, he took 2 pence, and gave them to the host, and said unto him, take care of him. And whatsoever thou spendest more, when I come again, I will repay thee. Which now of these 3 thinkest thou was his neighbor unto him that fell among the thieves? And he said, he that showed mercy on him. He that showed mercy on him. There you go, family. Yes, we got a right to be angry. But I seen my mama feed many people, allow them to come between the doors. She was never hateful. She was never hateful. And did not raise me to be that way. I told my brother one time we was at this family gathering. I'll never forget this. And I knew the truth, but I was telling my kinfolk and bringing him into the knowledge. And there was 2 Gentiles sitting under a tree. And they just looked at weary, sad. I told my kinfolk, I said, you seen them Gentiles under that tree? I say, just because you're an Israelite, don't ever allow your heart to become hateful, my brother. And we fixed them 2 plates, and we brought the plates to the Gentiles. They said, thank you very much, and they ate the food. I was showing my brother an example. I wanted to be a good example to show him. It doesn't matter what you learn in this truth. Do not allow your heart to become hateful. Be a good representative of the Lord. Show yourself to be a faithful servant to him. So when people see your good works, they're going to glorify God, even though they don't know the truth. But because of your actions and the way you walk and the way you move and the way you talk and how you lead by example and how you're not just talking, but you actually using action. I don't trust Gentiles, but I'm not going to be hateful towards them. I don't want to kick it with Gentiles, but I'm not going to be hateful towards them. If they are hungry, I will feed them. But to my people first, then to the Gentile. It's just that simple. I'm going to feed my people first. And if you in the midst of my people, you get a plate too. But nobody eat before my people. So at this family gathering, that showed my kinfolk a good example. Still do good works, even though they don't look like you, my brother. Because the Lord is watching. And it don't matter how many things I say about the Gentiles. It don't matter how y'all hear me saying I can't stand these Gentiles. I don't want to be around you, Gentile. If a Gentile come to me right now and say he hungry, I'm going to feed him. Because I got a right to get angry. But the Bible says sin not. So I'm not going upside Gentile heads. I'm not doing nothing to Gentiles to cause their life a life of misery. I'm not going out my way to be evil. So all I'm saying, Israel, is that I understand your anger because I'm your brother. I get angry at these people. But don't allow your heart to become so hateful to where you can see a man in misery. He just wants something to eat. And you look at him with disdain and say, I'm not feeding you, Peckerwood. You know that's going to bother your conscience. Don't think it won't because they don't look like you. That type of hatred will bother you. You won't be able to sleep because you know that in your spirit, you know that ain't right. But the pride of our own pride misguide us and mislead us a lot of times because we think we are right and think because the Gentiles have done terrible things to us, we got to also become hateful like them. I'm just being real. These, not all of them, but a lot of them are hateful. And that's why they look old when they 30. Their life is just a life of misery. They losing their mind. I mean, these are people who control the world and they still unhappy. I don't get it, y'all. They control the world and they still unhappy. That's not us as a people, man. That's not us as a people. We always been a vibrant, joyous people, full of spirit and life. But being in this captivity, it has taken a lot of our life from us. A lot of us are weary. You know, the anguish of spirit is causing many of our people. That sister just drove her car into a lake with her baby. A sister just drove her car into a lake with her baby because her life was just too hard. This is why I say be kind to those of your own people and other people, because your words can hurt so bad, you might cause somebody to do something unseemly. You can drive a person to suicide with your mouth because the mouth is full of deadly poison. It's venomous. And we all have said things to people that we should not have said. All of us are guilty of it. But once you come into the knowledge, you got to renew your mind. Become a new creature. Walk the path of Yahshua. Use your words carefully. Use your words carefully, family. So that's the lesson, family. I pray somebody got some understanding. When y'all get a chance, go read 2 Kings chapter 17 and then come back to the woman at the well. And you tell me, is she the original stock of Israel? Or do she come from the stock of the people that was placed in the land according to 2 Kings chapter 17? Do anybody have any questions before I get up out of here? Do anybody have any questions before I get up out of here, family? Whatever you want to ask. That's right, Sapora. Absolutely. Feed your people first. You know, that's my motto, and I'm sticking to it because everybody else feed their people first. So why we can't feed our people first? Big salute, my brother Rashard. Big salute, my beloved sister T. Washington. Midwest Judite. My brother Monster Moshe. Big salute, my beloved sister Mika. Big salute, my beloved brother LT. LTKW Radio Podcast. Big salute, brethren. Nama Real. Big salute, my beloved sister. Arca 007 Shiro. Big salute, my beloved sister. I'm also praying for my sister August Dreams to get well. I'm praying for you, my sister. Big salute, my brother Tashaka. Big salute, my brother Abaisi. Big salute, my beloved sister Eve ate the fruit of lies. My beloved sister Nit Yah. My brother Moshe Ben Yehuda. Big salute, my beloved sister Amina Coleman and the Coleman family. Big salute, my beloved sister Lucky D. Big salute, my beloved brother Jason Buckley. Big salute, my beloved brother Scorn, the Scorn Black Man Podcast. Big salute, brethren. Also, my brother Sharsham. Big salute. My FOPE family. Big salute. My beloved sister Neftali. Big salute. Great live with the brother TCA. Neftali, great live with the brother TCA. I enjoyed that live, man. Y'all had fun. It was a great bill. It was very entertaining. And y'all kick knowledge. That's how we supposed to be with one another. Not down each other's throat, beating each other down all the time. I'm just going down the list, family, making sure I get everybody. Oh, my brother Yason, big salute, my brother. Uncle Don P, big salute, Uncle Don. Yeah, family. I will be live Saturday doing a lesson. The Most High got another great lesson for y'all in faith in Big Brother Yahshua. I'm just gonna keep edifying the people and waking up the minds of our people. We all got a different gift. Use your gift to the best of your ability. Do it with all your might. I pray for the strength of Israel. I pray that the Most High may keep us all in the sound mind. That the Most High may just keep us stable, keep us grounded and firm, because it's really sad. I'm seeing a lot of our people, they losing their mind, family, and it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when you see your people, they talking to themselves. Man, it's just sad, man. This is the worst captivity, man. Our people is really losing it, and I just be praying, just asking the Most High, man, just grant us mercy, because we didn't know what our forefathers knew. We was born in captivity. We didn't know what they done. They actually knew the truth. They actually heard you speak. They talked to angels. They knew everything, and we was born into this. So I'm always praying for extra mercy that he may have upon us, because we didn't know. But once we start to know, we got to do better. And we most certainly got to do better towards one another. I don't understand how we in the truth, but we still hateful to one another. Full of malice and backbiting and stabbing each other in the back. I don't get it. I don't understand. We in the truth, but you still full of hate. You still walking in the fruits of darkness, man. Walk in the fruits of the spirit and lead by example, man. All that talking, I'm telling y'all, nobody want to hear a person. People want to see your actions, man. That's just like I'm telling people to go support black businesses, but I don't do it. I actually do it. I actually support my people. Whatever business they have, I actually go support it. The bill oil I use for my face is from a black man. I got a lot of other bill oils come from a sister, Israelite sister. I just bought some clothes for my sister from the UK, and I'm going to buy some more clothes from her. Her daughter have an awesome website. I wish I had it in front of me right now. I'll show it to y'all. Her daughter got an awesome website. Her name is Eloria, my sister from the UK, Eloria. Her daughter have an awesome website. And I'm going to show y'all the website so y'all can see and support. We have to support one another. We all we got, man. It just, I don't get it, man. It's just simple. Some things are just simple, man, but we make it hard. We all we got. Nobody not going to do nothing for us. We got to do for one another. If you know your sister or brother got a business, why are you going to hate on the business? Oh, man, I don't like them colors in it. Man, well, buy what you like then. Jesus. So you mean to me you don't like nothing in here? Just all ugly to you, huh? Boy, we just know we be tearing each other down, boy, every time. Oh, man, that's a little bit too high. But you buy Gentile designer clothes, though. Prada, Gucci, Chanel. You buying that, though. But the price that your sister and brother charge, that's too high. But you buying Gucci. $300 one shirt. $500 pants. But you don't complain about what you buy from the Gentile, but the stuff your brother and sister sell, that's too high. Bring the price down. Give me a hookup. But you don't ask a Gentile for a hookup. We just want to use each other, man. All right, family, man. Get up out of it. Man, y'all pray for y'all brother, man, please. Pray for your brother Kjudah, man. I'm going to pray for y'all. Please pray for me. And we're going to end this live like this, family.
love one another, yeah, we judge each other when we all in sin. You talking like you better than another, but you ain't no better look within. It goes ring around the rosy, karma gets cozy, we all fall down. I see a lot of stones thrown, the closets ain't closed, gotta put the time in. Let he who's without sin. 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 You acting like you ain't been down this road. We've all been down before. Better humble yourself before your life gets told. Better humble yourself before your life gets told. Putting down each other while they pointing at our brother. Trying to break us up, so let's just lean to one another. Ain't no giving up, so pass the cup and make it up. Times, yeah, they get rough, I got your back, it ain't no trouble. It goes ring around the rosy, karma gets cozy, we all fall down. I see a lot of stones thrown, but they closets ain't closed, gotta put some time in. Let he who's without sin. 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 Let he who's without sin.
I finally got my famous quote, and it's coming soon too. Hold up. Let me see. Hold on, let me show y'all this right quick before I get up out of here. Okay, here you go. Check this out. Let me open up this window right quick. Right here, look. I finally got this right here coming. Y'all see this? It's our brother famous little quote. Look at that. Yeah, all that talking. Yeah, too much talking make it seem real. Uh-huh. Too much talking make it seem real. Yes, sir. Coming soon to a theater near you. Yes, sir. Let me show y'all what I just made a custom. I made this custom design for my sister. Right here. Got the name right there. Yeah, y'all gotta excuse the love, you know. Yeah, I made this for Oracle. Show y'all the other one. I made this one for Oracle too. See that? So I do custom, clothes too. It don't gotta just be like CUC stuff. It's whatever a person want. I can make it. Your Oracle wanted this, so I did this for her with the black glitter. And I made this for my sister Namaria. This one. Got the light blue. And I put the cleanup crew on the back. So yeah, family, y'all brother, just try to create nice designs for our people. If somebody wants some custom, I do custom. I did this for my brother Bicey. It's a custom hoodie, his design that he created. I did this for him. Man, we can do anything we put our mind to, Israel. It don't matter what it is. Straight up. Anything we put our hand on, it turn to gold. Yeah, so it's just, different stuff. I went to the mall with this, not this color shirt, but I had this line on my shirt. And on my pants, I had this line on my pants. And it was red and blue, right? And my shoes was red and blue, right? Boy, I'm telling you, boy, hey, don't think people don't know who we are, man. They know we the Israelites, I'm telling you. People know we are the Israelites. They just be staring at them clothes, boy. Trying to figure out, hey, what is that? Yeah, they be looking. But they'll never say nothing, though. Just like Jewish people, when you be wearing like your Hebrew stuff, when you be wearing your fringes, man, don't think, man, people know what that is, y'all. People know who we are, man. They know we the Israelites. All right, man, let me get up out of here. Y'all just wanted to show that, though. That I do custom, whatever a person want, I can make it for you. No matter what it is. Because I ain't gonna lie, boy. When I first was putting this, boy, it took me about 3 months to put that website together. Once I got the paperwork, the website, everything, start making the clothes. That's it. I didn't master it not, though. Yeah. I'm mastering it now. I'm talking about the designs, everything, And I want to thank everybody for their support. Thank y'all for supporting the clothing line. Continue to support other Israelites businesses. And they don't even got to be Israelites. They just support black businesses, period. See, that's another thing. I don't just support Israelite businesses. I support black people businesses. Because just because somebody not an Israelite don't mean we can't still support them. Like, we got to get out of there. Oh, man, he ain't in the truth. Man, that's still your people, though. Stop it, man. Now, don't get me wrong. Now I got to put a balance on it. If you're a wicked Negro and you hate the Lord and you hate his word, nigga, I ain't supporting you. Sinetta, I don't care what you selling, Sinetta. I'm not buying. Them are why I itch. I don't care what you Negroes selling. I'm not buying it. Because them are wise eye itches niggas crazy. And Sinetta, he crazy. So I ain't supporting none of that. I'm supporting black people businesses, not those who hate the Lord. No, I ain't supporting you. No, I can't do it. So let me get up out of here, y'all. In the words of my beloved sister August Dreams. And I pray that you get better, August. Thank y'all for coming to the Lions Den, family. Let's get it. and your brother Kjudah want to say, shalom.
Family, they take care of that business like family. We come from them trenches like family. Family all around me.